Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Update News. Today's hot story is massive patch for console is inbound. Also, we had another patch go over to experimental, so we have a lot to get through today. Now, as always, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who has been pressing that subscribe button as of late, and for those who have resubscribed to the channel. Reason being is YouTube periodically unsubscribes you, the viewer, from your favorite YouTubers without your knowledge or consent. It's a whole thing, but just double check for me, make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel. If you need to resubscribe, and if you have been watching me for a while, you like what I do here, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to leave a like on this very video. It not only helps me out a massive deal, but it also gets today's information out there into the wider YouTube audience. So let's get into today's video. So first things first, Experimental has got yet another patch. Now, if we go over on the Twitters, and we can see Mr. Murray right there has posted this. New experimental build push to PC on Steam with further incoming fixes and improvements. And this is what's included within that post. Experimental branch 22/02. Fixed an issue where the hangar of a player-owned pirate dreadnoughts could appear to be that of a normal freighter. Now, this next fix is massive, and I'll explain why in just a second, but allow save games that begin in season mode to transition to normal mode without needing to complete the optional milestones. This is massive news. So essentially what that's saying is whenever you go ahead and do the expedition and you want to transfer the expedition back over to a normal regular save, many people were having so many problems with it. However, this seems to be now fix. You don't need to do the optional milestones. You can just go ahead and complete the season, as why it says season mode. It just means expedition, and then you can make it into a normal save. Fantastic fix, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be very well received. Fix an issue that could cause pirate dreadnoughts to explode on spawn. Again, very nice fix, and that is a problem that I've personally seen quite a few times. Fix a hang on PC, fixed a multiplayer crash, fixed a crash related to settlements, fixed a crash related to frigates, fixed a matchmaking issue. Now, with the matchmaking issue one, I feel like that has something to do with the problems that, again, I've personally experienced even yesterday and the day before when I've been conducting interviews with members of the No Man's Sky community, and it's taken us like 15 minutes just to join the same matchmaking instance. So hopefully this is now fixed in experimental, and that will be eventually pushed down the line to consoles and so on. So cannot wait for that, and hopefully that means that multiplayer is fixed for that one particular circumstance. Well, that's what I'm taking from that anyway. So onwards to our next hot topic. We have a massive patch for consoles inbound. Now, what do we mean by that? Well, if we take a look at even just the last few releases of the experimental patch, you will see a massive list of fixes that have been brought over to experimental on PC, which is where all of these patches get released first in order to test. However, all of these fixes will be making their way down the pipeline to you on console. But first, obviously, they need to be submitted over to Microsoft for the Xbox, and for PlayStation, obviously, they need to be submitted to Sony. But once that gets the green light, then that will then trickle down to the end user, to you. So if you are having problems from anything on this list, and it is quite an extensive list so far, and they're only keeping adding to it, which is absolutely fantastic, then these problems should be eradicated. So I know on console at the minute it is a little bit of a buggy mess, especially from what's being reported to me through DMs and from what I'm seeing in the comment section and other people's videos as well. So hopefully everything will be getting trickled down to you, the end user, and these problems will be no more. Fingers crossed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to do a small side discussion here because, as we know, with the latest update, codename Amiga, we have had some very nice things. So we've had the brand new ships, we've had the brand new helmets, we've had the brand new staffs, and we've also had the brand new jetpacks. However, we've also had the Omega Expedition. But does it seem that even though we've had those things and they're all very, very nice things, that it still seems to be a little lacking from what we've seen in the trailer that was announced at the Game Awards? As of the time of this recording, we are still missing the procedurally generated space stations, the ones that look completely different on the outside from what we know here at No Man's Sky in current times. Also, the inside of the space station from that trailer looks completely night and day difference, as well as the leaks that we've had from data miners and divers, and even some kind of hints from Mr. Murray that ship racing in some form will be coming into No Man's Sky. But yet, even with all of that and everything that we've seen in the trailer, we still don't have everything that we've seen there. So what could be the possible reason? Now, the community speculation around that topic seems to be that this year we've got around about another 3 or 4 major updates for the rest of this year. If we go off of previous updates for previous years, we've had already one already, which is the Omega, and then we'll get one roughly around about the March, April, and so on and so forth. However, it seems like everything that we've seen in that trailer is all getting split up now into chunks, so we're not going to get it all at once. It's going to be drip-fed to us, the players, the user base. So if that is the case, then everything that we've seen in that trailer isn't everything that's going to be in that trailer. I hope that makes sense. So, for example, in that trailer, it didn't have all of these new jetpacks, it didn't have all of these new helmets and so on. So we never actually seen the full aspect of what the team want to bring to the table. So, under that assumption, then let's have a small bit of speculation here. So we can speculate that maybe the next update that's going to be around the April-May time, or give or take around that kind of aspect, then maybe we'll get the procedural generated space stations as well as maybe something to do with the autophages, as we are expecting some sort of drop to happen, because we are expecting the broodmother with all of the in-game clues of I see her. So the autophages, broodmother, we are expecting something of the lines of the next ARG to happen, and that needs to happen at some point this year. And the team are working now to a deadline, especially with the next big IP, Light No Fire, just around the corner. That's touted to be released either late this year or early next year. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your opinions on this. Do you think that it's going to be a trickle year now? Do you think that the updates and everything that we've seen in the trailer, do you think that's going to be split up now into 3 or 4 more additional updates that then going to get released in the No Man's Sky community over the course then of the rest of the year for the next 4 updates? Do you think it's going to be split like that, or do you think maybe the next update we're going to get everything at once and then the team's going to build up from there? Let me know which way the fence you swing with that in the comments section down below, and also let me know what you think are going to be in those updates. Do you conclude with my assessment that everything that we've seen in the trailers is not necessarily just everything we're going to get this year? Do you think if they do split it up into different parts, then for example, like with the Omega, we've got the new spaceships, however, we've got X, Y, and Z different things added on to that update as well? Do you think that's going to be the same? So if we get the new space stations, we'll also get some more lore, some new missions, something else entirely tacked on to that big update. Do you think that's the case, or do you think that's not going to happen then for the rest of the year? Again, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section down below. It is quite an interesting rabbit hole to go down. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.